Shifters, which is a collective, a consortium of different people that come from different school of thoughts from around this country to shift in the paradigm. Derek Race, 19 Keys, Rizza Islam, Brother Ben X, Billionaire PA. You know what I'm saying? That we have other people that are tapped into that as well.
And how do you feel about everything that's going on right now?
You know, what we're seeing is the response to a lot of, I just don't want to call it systematic racism because it's a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They put, you know, it's almost like when you put something in a pressure cooker and it blows its lid.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's been a culmination of events leading up to this. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, you know, we saw people, an entire country pressurized and put inside of their box for almost 2 months, you know, and then people have been losing their jobs, they've been losing their family. The thing that I remember people calling me from New York, they were losing their mamas and their nanas, and they was like, yo, I want to put this pain on somebody or something, I just don't know what, right? They didn't have an outlet. So when you saw this happen, this is a result of people just being without options, you know what I'm saying? And just pressurized to an extent where a lot of people is just blowing their top. But it represents hopefully something that we will look at that leads to change. Yeah. In the long run. But right now we're just looking at chaos.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as the solution to everything that's happening, like where's your head at on that?
You know, there's the one thing we have to understand is there's no one magical solution. You know what I'm saying? If we are fighting systemic racism or systemic classism, there has to be systemic solutions. You know, dig what I'm saying? So 40 million people are out of jobs. We have to approach that first. It's hard to reason and talk to anybody if their stomach is growling, right? So we got to deal with employment, right? We have to deal with the dynamics of the fact that we live in a new world. You see, URL was able to shift in the pandemic because they had already established a digital footprint. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that still don't understand the fact that we have shifted, that things have gone online and digital and virtual. Yeah. So people's mindset have to reset. You know, you're looking at the cracking and the breaking of paradigms. You know what I'm saying? And during those shifts, there's going to be a lot of upset and unrest. So people have to even get into the mind that, yo, them jobs that you was going to get in the past, them shits don't exist anymore. You got to do something totally different. You have to reorientate your mind, right? Because your eyes is attached to your brain, and this is 2020. It's about vision. You're going to have to look at the world different. You know, where you going to work at? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do to fend for yourself to go and get some food? How you going to run plays? With all these cameras out here, they showing you can't run plays like you were running them no more. Yeah. Right? We're looking at a collapse of old paradigms, and we're going to use a lot of what we're seeing as an example to show you that what worked in the past don't work no more. People think that they got away scot-free, but the face is on camera. Right? So we're going to watch and see how the new law enforcement works, and it's going to be painful to watch. You feel me? And we're going to watch when they bring in digital currency, so you can't run the place like you was running no more. Right? They attacking the underground. The Willies and the Trappers and the rest of them are saying, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't even move work the same way no more. The borders is affected. So there's a lot of things that's about to change. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of things that, you know, we need to get into our brains and our minds. But shout out to you brothers, because this powerful platform that you have is that the youth are the voice. You know what I'm saying? The youth can put this stuff in battle and song and reach millions of people. You know what I'm saying? They can put people on game with bars a lot quicker than we can.
And battle rappers have been doing that over the years. You got to give them praise to that. You know what I mean? A lot of battle rappers, a lot of,
I'm seeing that.
Raina's in the chat, like they educate us with this. You know what I mean? People haven't been catching on.
What Rain did in that BET cipher, you know what I'm saying? Yes. Maximize what some teachers been trying to do for 15 years. He did it in under 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that speaks to the strength and the effectiveness of, you know, what it is that we've created for ourselves. In the slums of Harlem, hip hop was raised out of conditions that we're seeing right now, burning, smoldering cities. This is how hip hop was born. So creativity unlike any other's gonna come out of this. I'm confident, you know what I'm saying, to know that. And I want to also introduce you to the platform real quick. One of my fellow paradigm shifters, this is our good brother 19 Keys.
Man, blessings and opportunity.
Brother.
You know, he embodies the demographic of the platform that we're talking about. You know, the young soldiers, the young warriors that are out there that comprise the audience and the demographics of URL. This is what this young man represents. So when I look at the audience, I see the potentiality of people, you know, like this young brother right here. If they can only realign and see the game what it is, like, we can cause effective change, man. Everything that we're looking for right now rests within the youth, but we need to reach them, like you said, with powerful messages and solutions, right?
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
You know, what advice would you give the youth if they have a run-in with an over-aggressive police officer? Like, what would you say of how to handle that particular situation from your perspective?
I mean, I answer that just from my credentials and background growing up in Oakland, California. We had a paramilitary structure growing up. You understand? Back in the day, it was your Black Muslim bakery. It was a different type of era, but you was just taught to have a certain militance and discipline, organization, and order. So even the temperament as you move, because the cops know how to harass and mess with certain individuals, right? And what we used to have is we had a particular car to where, number one, if I see somebody else get pulled over, I'm not going to just walk up and just start filming. I'm going to go stand right next to them on square. They don't know my intentions, what I'm here for. So now this cop is seeing another threat. He can't even focus all his energy on you no more because he don't know what you're there for. You understand me? And sometimes it's the way that young folks be moving. They get overly emotional and then let that cop know that, oh, I can control you. That's exactly what I wanted you to do, young nigga. You know what I'm talking about? So the best thing that they can do in that situation is control themselves. That's how you control somebody else. You understand me? And then you just got to have a point of, okay, at this particular stage, this person goes this far, then that's when I'm ready to defend myself and kill for, you understand me, what I stand for. Because too many times young Black men try not to be dangerous. We try not to take up space and all of this shit. That don't come from our intellect. That comes from like white women telling us how to move with the police, or gay white men telling us how to move with the police, or old Black men who've been beat in the head so many times that they got trauma. That don't come from the intellect of a young like warrior spirit that's militant, that know how to move and strategize. So unless you get into some militant discipline, you get some training under your belt that builds up confidence. And then just another thing, like most cops ain't that smart. They only have so many tactics. You understand me? So it's like my father always taught me, like, if the cop go high, that's when you control his energy. When he yelling, you understand me? Then you like what you say, like, you so calm. No matter what, your demeanor is so controlled that you control his and bring that shit back down.
Yeah, like, if nothing else, battle rappers are built for this. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing more confrontational than a battle rap. You dig what I'm saying? And the way that I see them brothers being able to finesse one another and the audience get it, because they pick up on the nuances, because that's what they respond to. If somebody get totally aggressive, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, Hollow might joke him. He might clown somebody with a joke and then cut all the theme out. You know what I'm saying? You got to be crafty like that. You have to be able to de-escalate a situation with your emotional poise. You know what I mean? And being able to bring the frequency down to where you can control it, manipulate it, finesse it.
And move in a unit. And number one, have one spokesman when y'all moving. You can always tell a group is fragmented and disordered when they don't have one spokesman. Like, who speaks for the group? Whoever starts speaking first, you understand me? Usually the one that speaks for the group, so you don't get overly emotional. Somebody try to jump in and then it get chaotic, because that one that's speaking, controlling the situation. So at all times, you have one spokesman at all times. And if things need to get filmed, hand the phone over to a woman of feminine energy or something. You feel me? To where you still got to be there imposing a threat, just in case they pose a threat. You understand me? But as men in the community, whatever going on, you shouldn't be the one holding the phone, because now they know you ain't ready to protect yourself. So now you looking like a soft target. You feel me? So I think that you need to stay up on just militant discipline and understand your job is to outsmart the devil. That's what your job is. You understand me? Like, they not that smart. Your job is to be the smartest. And I always ask these kids when I do these lectures, and I say, look, Because most of them think of genius, they think of Einstein or some shit. So I asked them, in a situation as Einstein against a racist, dumb cop, who would you want to be in that situation? And they know this cop got a gun and a badge, and every single time they say Einstein, I say, why? Why? Because he's smarter. So you know knowledge is power, so empower yourself to be able to out-strategize your enemy each and every time.
Right. So what's your take on, you know what I mean, the rest of the 3 officers, ex-officers that was charged today, formally charged? So like, what's your take on that? And do y'all think that, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be like any significant change from this point moving forward?
I just want to explain what I think a good cop is first. We always hear this idea of good cops, and I had a bunch of I had some cops reach out through a mutual friend of mine and saying that they wanted to get on a Zoom call and they wanted to talk about how mad they are about shit. I'm like, I'm not trying to hear y'all frustrations. I ain't seen y'all do shit to let me know y'all on my side. So
you talking.
If your goal is to say that I'm gonna get out here and protest and kneel against police brutality, nah. I know that means that we got the weak ones on our sides, because the ones that stand for what they stand for, they kill you. So it's like the day that I see another cop get into a physical altercation with another cop, you understand me, or kill and shoot to uphold the law because this cop is behaving as a criminal, then I'm gonna believe you.
Right, because that officer is taking an oath. So under the auspices of them protecting the oath, because that oath goes to their constitution. So if you are upholding that, because that's what you believe in, because you signed up for it, you're supposed to enforce that with your life. You dig what I'm saying? So the good cops that be out here terminating the bad cops to protect the good name of the police department and the untouchable fine name of the Constitution, right? They shouldn't be out here doing short protests.
Nah,
right? Those cops, all of them cops,
has to be a policy change in order for there to be something different. If millions of people have to get together to get some low-level officers arrested, and there's something fundamentally wrong with the system. What it means is the system is working. We tried to get the system to work against itself by getting them to arrest officers that were doing their job, because their job is to harass and kill the people at this particular stage in time. Their job is to let you know what your place is and that your life don't have too much of a value. So in order for you to change that system, understand me, then that means that you got to go in there and change policies. And you know, we always tell our children to be officers. Understand me? But how many people ever told our children to be internal affair officers, the ones who investigate the cops? You understand me? So sometimes we got to reapproach our own strategy when we talking about infiltration. And when you're talking about getting policies changed, when you talk about a policy and you put everybody in place to be IA officers, then you say, well, now we want the IA officers to have the power, you understand me, not of just investigation, but the power to be able to fire certain officers who get too many infractions. So it's just like, how you strategic when you get into these things, and that goes with like, all right, what's your list of demands? We meet your demands, but you don't even know you asking for the wrong thing. You understand me? So it's like the most dangerous thing to do is the one we always shy away from. This kind of conversation we shy away from. So like policing your own community has to be an eventual thing, to where even in Atlanta, there's a sister that's running, and what she's trying to do is create a community liaison that can be first responders towards the cops that bridge that interaction to make sure that there's nothing happening. We don't even think that that's possible. The Ashkenazi Jews know it's possible. The Asians know it's possible. The LGBT know it's possible. You understand me? So if everybody else has an agenda, and an agenda is a list of items that they put on the table and that they go be done and everybody's on board with it, then that means the Black community has to take that in our own hands and say that, you know what? I don't care whether it's entertainment. I don't care whether it's politics. I don't care whether it's police. Everybody on board with this shit. So if like the rapper community get with the thought leader community, it's the most dangerous collaboration that could ever happen. Because now you got everybody's on one board. Hip hop is the only one world system that communicates to the entire diaspora. But we don't own that particular line of communication. So we don't own the frequency that our people are constantly, repetitively listening to and getting messages from. So once we own it, I always say ownership of slave ship. You got to board one, and only one is a ticket to rulership.
Look, hip hop is like the shorthand radio. Hip hop is the encryption service that Antifa utilized to mobilize millions of people to move out in these protests around the world. That's what hip hop represents, right? Hip hop is our own language. It's our own frequency. It's our own beacon signal, but we're not utilizing it properly, right? I remember a time when hip hop used to be dangerous because it was a language that only we understood.
Right.
They was like
the revolution.
They was like, what they said? That was hip hop.
We ain't got a song for the revolution right now.
It's not a revolution because it don't got a theme music. It can be. Every revolution got theme music. This ain't a revolution because it don't got theme music
right now. The artists create the propaganda, which impressions the people that makes them connect emotionally to the movement, and it inspires people to act when they didn't know what to do. And you can put messages in a phone to where they listening to it so much that it becomes their thoughts and they ain't even realize it. The same way we got niggas to think that they niggas, we got black men to think that they niggas. Come on. Can you hear me? It's the same way that we can get niggas to know that they gods. But it has to be a standard though, right? So everybody, you can say that, right? All right, we got it. But what's the standard of being a black man? If we see there's a certain standard where we gonna let you in the culture, if you promote a certain message, not all the time, you ain't got to be on some square, you know what I mean? But there had to be a certain message because right now there's no expectation in our culture. Anybody can come in, whether you talking about killing niggas, murdering, maiming, raping, it don't matter. It's like the culture will let you in. So where there's at no standard, there can be no expectations. So when you create a standard, then it says that, damn, if I consider myself to be a black man, there's certain things that I have to uphold. And every other community, there's a standard for role and position that each person must play. That's it. You understand me? You're not going to make your people look bad once you get into this certain role. Otherwise, you disowned. You canceled. We done with you. So whether some people may not want to embrace that because they like, damn, well, I got to flip and realize that I might not be essential in this particular type of time. You feel me? But once you realize that everybody's essential, you ain't got to be the one that's speaking the message, but you can bring somebody and integrate them in your platform, you feel me, and put the medicine in the candy jar. So with y'all having a platform and y'all rapping about certain leaders, then the people will be like, damn, who is that? I want to look them up. And not even knowing that that's a form of integrating the protest within your regular messaging. So you got a message about nothing but nigga shit, but you dropping a line of a young god in there, and they gonna want to check that out.
Facts.
So it's like, that's how like strategic operational unity, that's how we gotta be. Well, you know what, every time I do that, I'm gonna be intentful and make sure that I'm sending them in the right direction, because I don't feel like being on that type of time, but they live that life.
What are some things that people can begin to read or investigate to learn about going in the right direction? Is any books that you could suggest or platforms that you could suggest that people tap into?
Oh, many of them. Number one, the Shifters platform. We are young black leaders that teach about black economics, health, spirituality, mentality, militants, gun ownership, combat training. You understand me? Really, you can name the whole yard. Like if you tap in to that frequency that we on, you will get the whole collection. When it comes to books, now, me, my background, born black Muslim, so I'm definitely gonna lead you in the direction of Message to the Black Man and those collection of books. And then I'm gonna lead you in the same direction of, what's that one book? I got them all in my head. Yeah. So everybody asks me about books.
I would say Blueprint for Black Power, Amos Wilson. Powernomics, Claude Anderson.
Way of the Superior Man.
Absolutely.
And even like books like biology, because we about getting money too. So we business revolutionaries, because the revolution got to be funded. You understand me? Right. And so taking books that are about like marketing. So what was that book that you just gave me?
Oh, the 4.
Right, because really what it's about is not so much of just what you read, but it's about taking your mind out the world that you in and jumping into a whole different lane and realizing like, damn, I got a position I can play in this one. Like, damn, I didn't even realize I like marketing. Yeah. I didn't even realize I like business. I didn't even realize I like tech. I didn't even realize I like stocks.
Like this book right here. You know what I'm saying? The 4. We got wild young jokers out there. The people that listen to URL, you know what I'm saying? They be out there running outside with the packs and everything. They got the hustle in their spirit. But now they need to learn about Forex. Now They need to learn about, you know what I'm saying, different trading platforms, because they already got the hustle spirit, but the hustle done changed.
Right.
Where that so bad? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They need to learn about these precious metals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, why should all the white guys have all the fun? Yeah. Another one?
Why should white guys have all the fun? They need to learn about, where this currency, where this bag, where this drip is going. You dig what I'm saying? Like, The world is changing and we cannot afford to be left behind. But it's not as confusing as we think it is. We've always been here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People, we already got the drip. We already got the gold. We already wearing the gyms. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we just have to reposition our minds to seeing the fact that that is currency and the importance of it. They need to learn about cryptocurrency. They need to learn about Bitcoin. Some of the young dudes is already on the dark web playing in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're already doing it because they juggling with the swipies.
Hey, both of the brothers I know that teach me stocks, they got the mentality from hustling in the streets.
Facts.
You understand me? They
Right.
did a long bid and realized that they can transfer that same mentality into the stock game, and now they teaching hundreds of thousands of people that game. But we just didn't know that we operate from a consumer level, and we don't think about being prosumers, which is producing what you consume at the same time. You understand
Right.
me? Having a self-sustainable economy.
So this book right here, real quick, this is called The Four, The Hidden DNA of Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Google. I read this 2 or 3 years ago. So when I seen what was taking place in the pandemic, right? When I seen Amazon hit $1 trillion, when I seen Facebook, you know what I'm saying, roll their thing out, when I seen all of that, I was already hip. Because I'm like, I know exactly what I'm looking at. They was already templated for success based on their business model. It's not as above our brow as we think it is. If anybody's come from the streets and you understand the basics of hustling, you can get this conversation. They're gonna twist it and not speak it in your language, but yo, you can deep dive and figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, yo, I appreciate your brothers coming on tonight to enlighten us and give us some information that we can utilize. You know, before we get out of here, definitely give out your social media handles. We definitely will build a brother again in the future. Huh?
Oh yeah, you can find me at 19_keys. You can also get my book, Paradigm Keys, Solution-Based Marketing Programming. That'll tap you in. You feel me? Put you on a whole nother level.
Indeed. You can find Blue Pillar 44, PILLAR 44. And me and a brother, we business partners. So we also got a company that deals with health and wellness products. We healthpreneurs.
Nootropics.
www.goldwater.com, GOLDEWATER. And we definitely look forward to tapping back in. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for all you do.
I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you so much for your time.
All right. Salute. Oh, real quick though, because we got an app real quick we just launched today in terms of if people need help with bail and lawyers and business and all of that pertaining to the situation.
You can go to the Unity is Wealth app, and then you can become a member under Black Standard. You understand me? So you can get good legal representation from a league of Black lawyers, bailout funds, and then we also give you the whole nine when it comes to business plans, different resources, accesses, the whole thing. As soon as you actually sign up, you're going to get a full flood of
facts. All right. Salute to y'all. Peace.
All right.
Salute, man. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate y'all.
For real.
Likewise, y'all be blessed.
Likewise,
stay
bro.
safe.
Yeah.